All right, y'all. You know we got to get at least one Captain Tazariak video in today. Let's get it, man. Captain Tazariak versus what's his name? Azule. Is Jesus white? Sephardic slavery. Can you hide being black? Let's see
Even
what
like
they're
in the
talking about.
Bible, how it goes by, you are what your father is. We're the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Bible goes by the father. So that Y chromosome, they say that's original. So if you were a haplogroup, I'm trying to think of the haplogroups off the top of my head. Did they tell you what haplogroup you were?
So you're saying that back in the day it used to go by the father, right?
Absolutely.
And then it's changed to the mother. Do
Never
you know why?
changed. Because them Ashkenazis, them Jewish and Judaism changed it. But that's nowhere in the Old or New Testament.
You ever heard of Bar Kokhba?
No. You could tell me about it.
Bar Kokhba. He's in the Bible when he rebelled against the Romans. And they killed over 1 million Jewish men. And they enslaved the women.
That's not in the Bible what you're talking about. Just FYI.
We'll talk about it a little bit longer. We'll look into it.
Mm-hmm.
With Bar
You have to get in the
Kokhba,
you believe in the New Testament?
I never went through the New Testament. The New Testament was...
When you say Romans, though, you would have to talk about the New Testament.
Well, I'm giving you one of the stories of why it switched to the time. You know, let's say if you sat down and you read the New Testament and
I read the New Testament. I believe in the New Testament.
and I get that.
Yeah.
You believe in Jesus.
That's
you believe
right.
that you are Jewish.
That's,
you
no,
believe
I'm
that-
not Jewish.
No?
No, I'm a Jew. I'm not Jewish.
What's the difference?
Like the Jewish is like you want to be a Jew. That's not even in the Bible. Jewish is not in the Bible. It's either
Correct.
Jew, Jews, or Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish is more like Judaism. So when you break down, you are from your mother.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna tell me some story about something happened to men, and now you only come from women. The last time I checked, we all had sperm in our balls,
Mm-hmm.
and if we got sperm in our balls, that sperm plants in the seed. So if I was to take, I won't use me because I won't do shit like that. But if a white man would, no, I don't want to use a Chinese man. If a Chinese man was to have sex with a white woman, with an African woman, and with an Asian woman, that seed that he planted in there would all come out Chinese because that's what he is. But in Judaism, y'all gonna tell me because the baby came out of a Jewish woman, that makes the baby Jewish, and that's not in the Bible.
Okay.
Did I explain it good?
I mean, you're explaining it. You have your ways.
No, I'm
you
asking
have
if I good. I'm not like.
I don't know if it's 100% good for me, but
That's why I
know,
want you
if-
to chime in. I want you to.
So there is a bit of an issue because the knowledge that I have and the knowledge that you have is knowledge that was put upon us.
Correct.
Every single book in the New Testament was written by a Jewish man. I believe except Luke, they didn't know if he was Jewish.
No, he was a Jew too.
they're
all of
not
them were
100% sure, but each
No, they
one
all. They all.
was written by a Jewish
I'm gonna tell you
man.
how you know because the New Testament is only for Israelites. It's only for Jews. It's not
Let me
for,
ask you, was Jesus a Jew?
Absolutely.
Was he white or black?
He would, by today's standards, he would be black.
What does that mean?
Meaning, like the terms black, white didn't exist back then. But the N word, for example, in Acts
Yeah.
13:1, they called the disciples Niger, which is where the N word comes from. The N word comes from the Latin word niger, which means black.
Okay.
So Christ is described as woolly hair, skin darker than mine, skin almost as dark as this. So he wouldn't be what they would call,
Is this in the New Testament?
yes.
So
And
why-
in the Old Testament, because in
so why
Daniel
does-
10:5 and 6, when it describes the Son of Man, it describes him exactly how it describes Jesus in Revelation, the first chapter.
Now, was he tan because he was out by the desert, or was he black?
It said he
That's my
was so
question.
dark as if he burned in the furnace. So I was out in the sun
So
yesterday.
why-
That's why I was
So
out
why
in the
do
sun yesterday on
Christians have
purpose.
Why do
do-
Christians display him as a white man?
Because because the white.
That is the question. And that's something I've been asking myself for a few years now. Cause I've come across how a lot of the stuff that we know in history has been whitewashed. So, and one of the main things is Jesus being white. Like I'll be going through, social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and anytime you see something with Jesus, it's always a white Jesus. And then I come to find out that white Jesus that they portray everywhere is a man named Caesar Borgia. He's probably gonna say it because I didn't learn it from him, but I learned it from a group that's similar to him. And So I started to think like, dang, why did they change Jesus white if he wasn't originally a white person? But then I've also thought like, why does it even really matter? It doesn't really matter to really. It doesn't really matter if he's white or whatever. But then when you really think about it, it does matter because if they did that, how many X amount of years ago, changed the original color of Jesus? What was their reasoning behind it? Why did they want to change the color of Jesus and everybody in the Bible? Why did they wanted to change the color of their skin? There has to be some type of reason behind it. It can't be no, it's just whatever, or they just did it just cause. Like there's some type of reasoning behind it. So that is a very good question. Why he asked, why is Jesus white? Why did they do that? So let's hear the answer.
White man would never serve a black king. So of course he's gonna take it. What they call you heard of the Renaissance era. So before the Renaissance era, all of the fresco paintings that you would find of Jesus, Paul, Peter, Moses, they would all be melanated, or they would all have brown skin.
Okay.
And then in the Renaissance era, that's when they began to whitewash it. A good book is called The Russian Icons. And they have the artwork, and they say these pictures survived the whitewashing of the Renaissance era. That image that they have of Jesus Christ is Caesar Borgia. It's diabolical because, his homosexual lover, Michelangelo, painted him. They were, gay lovers. Caesar Borgia slept with his sister. That's what they make, and they make her the image of Mary, Lucretia. And so that's the history of who the image that they say is Jesus Christ. But the Jesus Christ in the Bible just doesn't line up in the Old or New Testament.
So you read through the Old Testament, you read through the New Testament. The Old Testament, you read through the Torah, the 5 books?
Yeah. And, of course, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Joshua, Judges, like that too.
And who is your God?
The Most High. Yeah, I don't know what y'all would say. His name for us is Yahweh. Some say Yahweh or Jehovah, but Jesus is not.
So are you
God.
considered like Jehovah's Witness?
Hell
or
no. I'm an Israelite.
Israelite.
I'm just
You
an
have
Israelite.
you have to educate me because
No,
it's the
no,
first time
that's
I'm
fine.
hearing about
Just
this.
understand. Just ask whatever you want. You're
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
content creator as well as I. So don't. I'm pretty sure nothing I say is gonna bother you.
No, no.
Right.
no.
So I'm an
Everybody
Israelite.
has their knowledge.
Yeah, I hate Jehovah's Witnesses. I hate Christians. I hate Roman Catholics. I hate Jewish people.
By the way, this is it's funny to me because he's wearing a Jewish star, but he's gonna
This
tell
is
me it's not a
mine though.
Jewish star,
But
you
this
know?
is mine. This is not
I
a
know.
star actually.
But you know how
You know
it's
this is
like-
not a star though.
But you know how it's mind fucking to me because
Yes.
to me you're wearing a Jewish
But I'm gonna
star.
unfuck you because I'm a man. I'm a man, so I'm not gonna fuck you. I'm gonna unfuck you. But this is not a star though. This is David's name.
Okay.
So in ancient Hebrew, so in modern Hebrew, they draw, like the little stick writings and all that stuff. But in ancient Hebrew,
So why is everybody so mixed up?
well, I would say it's our fault, meaning the children of Israel's fault, because the children of
Let's say you're the Jew. I'm not the Jew. Okay.
right.
Why are we
Well,
all
you finally
so?
told the truth.
Why are we all so? To me, I have to understand.
Okay, that's right.
I've realized that everybody's the same, just brainwashed differently.
Right.
That's what I see. We all have a brain. If I took you right now and I raised you as a Arab, you will be an Arab. If I raised you as a Chinese
Thank
man,
God I'm not one of
you're
them.
gonna be like a Chinese man.
Yo,
In my
Cap
opinion,
hilarious.
They
everyone is equal when it comes down to a soul level. Because if right now I take water and I put it in a black cup, I put it in a yellow cup, put it in a white cup, I put it in a red cup, no matter what you do, the water will still stay the same color. The cups might look differently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think only black people believe in equality. I don't think your people. I don't think white people believe in equality. No, I'm not.
Am I considered
you notice
white,
I'm not
or am I
speaking
considered-
anecdotally.
Am
I'm
I
not
considered
speaking
white to you or black? Because we're kind of like the same.
I
skin
don't
tone.
know. So I would have to know your background because, like I
So
was
my
saying earlier.
grandparents are from Morocco.
So if you're African,
from Morocco.
Let's say if you're a because Moroccans.
I'm an Azulai. And Azulai is a royal family. I'm from the tribe of Judah.
Not in
If you go
Morocco.
back- If you go back,
not in Morocco.
just because my
But let me
grandparents
just-
are from
no,
Morocco,
but let me answer. Let me answer because
doesn't mean that we started in Morocco.
So
right?
here's what I would say to you, right? Before I would classify who you are, I would just have to know. Meaning, like, because Israel migrated into those regions in Europe, into Spain, Portugal, Iberia, and stuff like
Morocco,
that.
right?
In Morocco, in those regions, we don't start off saying anybody is anything until we find out their history. So because you're laying claim to this, before I would actually say whether you are and aren't, I would just have to verify. Whereas opposed to like when Amalek, or I say Amalek, when Ashkenazis come in here, they're not connected to us at all. So I'm not going to say whether you are or aren't.
And I could tell you that Ashkenazi Jews, okay, now I'm going to name them for what I know them as.
Okay.
You might not think they're Jews. In my opinion, it's an Ashkenazi Jew, Sephardic Jew. I'm a Sephardic Jew.
Could I be a Jew?
Sure, why not?
Okay. But the difference is the way that the Ashkenazis became Jew, theirs was through total conversion.
Because you have to understand that there is Jewish people in Israel that are black.
How are they treated?
Perfectly fine.
No, I would disagree.
Some are singers, some are celebrities, some are doctors.
I ain't gonna lie, this is the
some
first
are
time I'm
lawyers.
hearing this. I've never
So
heard
they
that
can get
before.
a benefit.
You
During
have-
slavery in
you have
America,
the same
during slavery in America,
The
there
big-
were singers, there were black singers,
The
there
biggest
were black entertainers,
Mhm.
there were black builders during slavery. So we're still enslaved. That just means that
You
there's
think
a
me
benefit.
and you are not enslaved
Let me give you a
right
funny
now?
story. Wait,
You
before
think
you
me
do that,
and you are not
let me give you a
enslaved?
funny story.
You think we're not enslaved
Let
right
me
now?
tell you what Israel. So I go to Israel 2017, right?
Okay.
Me and a bunch of my people, we go to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm 6'5". I think the brother that was with me, he was probably like 6'6". I think he's slightly taller than me. 2 other brothers and 2 women.
They treated you very well.
No.
They thought you were
we
a
go into
basketball
the
player.
restaurant.
Come on.
We go into a restaurant. They're playing regular music. As we go into that restaurant and we sit down and eat, all of a sudden Tupac starts playing.
Hey, they were greeting you. They were greeting
let me
you.
tell
They
you,
pulled out the
but
hummus,
they couldn't
Tupac,
tell. No, but wait,
Biggie.
listen. But they you could tell they just Googled because they played Brenda's Got a Baby. Now I don't expect you to know that song. But Brenda's Got a Baby is one of the most depressing. It's about a woman that had a baby in the trash, and that's the song. Like they didn't play like an upbeat Tupac song. It sounded like they said, "Oh, we got these black guys in here. What can we play?" I know Tupac, and the first song popped up was Brenda's Got a Baby.
And they played it.
And my name's Tazaryak.
Tazaria.
Tazaryak.
Tazaryak.
Yeah,
Tazaryak, I think you're walking around with a chip on your shoulder.
have none.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because you are so dedicated to figure out who your ancestors were because you feel lost. But at the end of the day, you are who you are.
Right.
You don't need all of
This
that.
one of that, like you
I
talking to
don't
my soul
need-
moments. Is that
I
like
don't need anybody in my ancestors
He
to
had,
know who I am.
right?
You could tell he had shoulder surgery on his right shoulder. He probably tore his labrum or something.
Right.
I was dealt the cards that I was dealt today. Whether you take away my Judaism, you take away my
I don't like when people say that because what's wrong with him trying to find his history? Us black people who've been through slavery, that was one of the things they wiped from us, our history. We don't know where we from in Africa or West Africa or our true ethnicity and all that. All we are known as is black Americans, African Americans. But like what really is that? Like people who come from Bosnia, they know they're Bosnian. People who come from any parts of Asia, they know where they're from in Asia. You know what I'm saying? If they come from Vietnam, they know they're Vietnamese. Like, but all we could say is we're from Africa. Africa is a big ass continent. What part of Africa are we from? What countries in Africa are we from? We don't know because they wiped that from our history.
color. Take away my body.
So what's wrong with trying to
Me.
figure that out?
Not Ben, not King Azulai. That's just a name. There are 2 words. They're called names. Who am I? Internally, I know who I am. So I don't hold myself to anything. I don't tie myself to nothing. That's why, for example, I don't have a problem with Arabs. I don't have a problem with Muslims. I don't have a problem with blacks. I like everybody.
Right.
Why? Because I figured we're just fucking brainwashed. What do I care? My
Who did the
ancestor
brainwashing again?
5,000 years ago.
Right.
Who did the brainwashing?
Good question. Who did the brainwashing?
Do you think the people that are controlling the world, and they're probably not even people, yeah? They're probably greater than us. They must be smarter than us. And if you're telling me it's my people, the Jews
No, I'm
control
asking.
the
I'm
world,
just asking you.
because it's funny because people are like Jews control the world.
No, I'm just asking you. Who did the brainwashing?
So people are saying Jews control the world, which means Jews possibly brainwashed everybody. But you really think that humans manage to do all of this? I doubt it.
Okay, so before I get to that, when I speak, well, first of all, I'm a free man, like how you say you're a free man.
Yes.
So I'm not one that
I want
is
you to
holding on
be.
to my
Talking about
ancestry in the sense that
Brenda had
it's
a
like a
baby
chip on my
son.
soldier. That's
You
what
know?
that's what they did. I'm just telling a story.
What?
That's the story. That's what they played. But don't distract though. So when you bring up the history and Lost and all that stuff, at one point I was just like anybody would say that I didn't know who I was. I need to get my identity and search and find myself.
Until
XYZ.
3 years ago, I didn't know who I was.
And how old
I
are you?
thought I did.
Right. How
I'm
old are you?
36 now.
Right. So for 33 years, you was lost, right?
I found myself around 32 to 33.
You know, it's crazy. Like that's about the same age for me too, right? So you're not dealing with like a lost person as a chip on his shoulder. But for somebody that looks at the despair of my people, I don't speak anecdotally. That's why you notice I keep saying we. I'm always generalizing because I'm not talking about myself because I don't have a worry like that. I don't have a fear like that. But when you speak about, when I speak about my people are not afforded the opportunity to hide their melanin or their skin tone or anything. Even though you have that dark skin that you probably got a tan or something like that.
No, this is me with it being away from the sun. If I'm in the sun, I'm looking at you because I become
cap.
way darker than
It's
you.
cap. I don't believe it.
Telling you.
Send me a picture, then I'll believe it.
I will.
So now we can't hide that, and so because we can't hide that, like I'll use a historical example: the Spanish Inquisition, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Spanish Inquisition, when the Christians start coming and attacking the Sephardic Jews in that region, as the Sephardic Jews start converting to being Christians, start hiding their Jewishness, they still have the same melanin as the Spaniards, so they can blend in. But the Sephardic Jews that look like me or darker could not, so they still would be marked. So there is no hit. There is no hit, and you can expand it off of the Spanish Inquisition. When the Irish came over here, when the Italians came over here, they were criminals. They were not welcome. But they have that white skin. So once they convert to white, everything is all right. But for black people, the reason why I said we believe in equality more than any other race, because there's nobody that loves whiteness more than black people.
You guys call
Black-
it white supremacy,
No,
not the
I'm
white.
Well, I didn't get to the white supremacy part. But there's nobody that loves whiteness more than black people. We have built this country. We fought and died in their wars. We vote. We do everything. We love unconditionally. Black people love white people unconditionally, no matter what. But we
Yeah.
have never
Most
gotten.
of the crime is black on black, not black
That's
on
cap.
white.
That's cap.
That's
bro.
cap.
I hate when people
There's no
say
such
that.
thing
It's
as
not
black
true.
on black crime, but we can address that in a second. That is a myth. So now, but nobody loves America more than us, but we don't reap any of the benefits that the Italians did because they were criminals too, that the Irish did because they was criminals too. As a matter of fact, Irish came over here as servants. And they had to work for 7 years. After that 7 years, that servitude was over. The reason why ours is chattel slavery, because we had to work beyond the 7 years. So we can't hide the melanin that we have.
Hey, slow down, Swifty. Before you start
Dang.
watching this video, make sure you thumb up that video.
I thought it was more. Then I would have liked to watch the full video on that. Oh, it was right here. It's right here. I might watch that on my own time. But let's get into some more videos here. That was a good little video from Captain Tazariak right there, man.